See, this is just the beginning of this logo. So just kind of showing you this, the elliptical tool just to build up the potted plant. Duplicating the logo, just using the line segment tool to connect the edges. Here's the pen tool just to create the stem of that section, then just zooming out a little bit, making an ellipse and rotating it to place it into the right size, because you're going to use the shape builder. Here, just duplicate it and make this a little smaller. You want to use the eyedrop tool just to resize the thickness of that stroke, and the pen tool to make the trapezoid for the pot. Just make a copy of it so you have a reference for it, and use the shape builder to create the different pieces and parts of this flower. And here you can just reflect this bud, and now it's ready just to color. So just using the reference to use the eyedrop tool, it's just going to take the fill, so you have to add the stroke back if you want to keep the stroke on there. And just selecting it, once you add the stroke, you can eyedrop the piece you just fixed. And duplicating this one on a new artboard just to go through it with some of the different gradients. So using the gradient tool, gradient editor, once I just grab some of the reference colors to pick a bunch of them, and then use the gradient editor to go ahead and modify some of those tones and move them around, instead of offsetting this one just a little bit. And here taking the coloring for the foliage, and using the elliptical part of the selection so it's a rounded instead of a linear. And here you can adjust the points and change the coloring. You can duplicate it, create a different one so it has a little variety to it. And then for the stem, creating just the horizontal piece to fit into there. And then using the radial gradient for the dirt, picking a color even though it's labeled metal. And here just adjusting on the gradient segment to change the annotator colors beside. So just going to duplicate it, go to the Pathfinder, unite everything, and change this to just a shadow. Take the stroke off, rescale it, place it behind it, and use a little bit of the shear tool to turn it a little bit, adjusting the gradient that way. You can even change the size, put it behind it, change the transparency, and there you have that graphic pretty well done.